Hello, and welcome to the APSCA 2022 update on continuous professional development and training. My name is Andrea Gilders. I'm the Director of Membership at APSCA, and I'm going to take you through an overview on this topic. The APSCA continuous professional development process kicked off in 2021, introducing member auditors to an annual requirement for CSCA and RA level auditors to complete training and on-site audit days to maintain and expand their knowledge base and to stay up to date on emerging issues, as well as to continue to enhance their basic knowledge and understanding of topics within the competency framework and beyond. APSCA CPD requirements are intended to foster integration of continuous learning and professional development opportunities into the profession of social compliance auditing. The work of the profession is relatively young when compared to other professions, so APSCA's CPD work is intended to be helpful and encourage auditors to stay in step with evolving terms, emerging issues, and expanding requirements. APSCA requires auditors to stay current in their field after they have passed through the exam certification phase. The purpose of this requirement is to foster a lifelong learning approach to the profession, which encourages auditors to continuously improve themselves and seek understanding of new topics. CPD is not intended to be punitive or restrictive. At APSCA, we encourage auditors to creatively meet these requirements by self-identifying knowledge gaps and skill sets they'd like to address in the learning opportunities that they select for themselves. APSCA plays a supporting role for auditors in CPD by validating and recognizing training opportunities as being relevant to the skills of social compliance auditing. The recognized courses are included in the APSCA data system for easier reporting by auditors, and we also have a public list of training programs offered by designated training providers, including provision of a CPD badge for web use and promotional purposes. This year, APSCA has also started facilitating the development and presentation of training opportunities for auditors at low or no cost, but more on that at the end of our presentation. 2021 was a startup year where the CPD process was launched, the data system level reporting was also launched, and we asked you as auditors to familiarize yourselves with how self-reporting of these activities could work. In 2022, the CPD requirement became mandatory, requiring the completion of 32 hours of on-site training across different topics, as well as 16 hours of on-site audits. CPD training and audit days are fixed to the calendar year. This means you're required to complete training and audit days in the same year that they're noted towards CPD requirements. There are no carryover amounts permitted, and that means there is no going back to training performed in the previous year for this year's requirement. 2022 requirements require 2022 actions. APSCA identified extra methods which could be counted as CPD relevant and released enhanced guidance in early July 2022, noting that auditors could earn 3 hours of CPD for every 1 hour of training material they developed and delivered. Also that they could earn 2 hours per on-site audit day for time spent mentoring a peer auditor. Additionally, APSCA released the CPD training provider policy mid-year, which identified roles and responsibilities for APSCA, training organizations who wanted to offer recognized training to auditors, and the trainers who would stand and deliver the materials. Some basic rules were put in place to ensure that where auditors were known to APSCA, that they had reached a specific level within the exam process before being able to deliver training to their peers. This year, APSCA CPD had a number of growing pains related to our planned process automation and the data system support of the requests. Whilst you've heard throughout these communications from other APSCA staff regarding challenges about our data migration, in CPD, we merely echo those comments without adding to them. Within the data system, APSCA received and approved more than 16,500 requests for CPD in 2021. This enabled us to develop audit processes and learn more about the types of requests being received. I'll talk more about the 2022 numbers in a moment. Our data system includes a list of over 175 APSCA recognized CPD eligible courses, and the list of courses continue to grow. It's a challenge for auditors that more than 70% of recognized courses are offered by members for their own internal staff. In short, we need more firms, more trainers to offer courses that are open to the general public so that auditors can take them. We have recognized 9 organizations who offer external training, 3 collaborative programs who work with external trainers, as well as 6 training organizations who offer courses to the public. We look forward to continuing to grow these offerings to our members. We've also worked with 2 organizations to facilitate a 4-hour-long no-cost training opportunity for auditors at the end of our annual meeting of members and stakeholders on 9th of December, but a little bit more about that in a moment. Auditors' ongoing commitment to their own professional development, learning, and training has been inspiring to watch. Through independent submissions from auditors, APSCA has learned about training opportunities in dozens of countries and even more languages which are relevant to social compliance knowledge areas. In our first year of mandatory CPD 2022, at the end of October, there are more than 13,250 approved auditor CPD records in the data system. This means there are over 5,000 reports of recognized training, over 3,200 reports of reported audit days, and 4,400 reports of completed independent training. APSCA member auditors have risen to the requirements of reporting their own continuous learning and ongoing professional development. The approvals in the APSCA data system are updated weekly. Please check your profile for your current approval status on any CPD that has been submitted. We will be auditing a percentage of all submissions from 2022 in 2023, and we may be asking for validation of the courses where certificates have not been uploaded and are applicable. APSCA continues to review questions from auditors, trainers, collaborative programs, and stakeholders about how to recognize and deliver value through promotion of existing training, enhanced guidance on day-to-day learning opportunities, and the facilitation of new training opportunities for auditors. So what comes next for APSCA CPD? We're going to continue to work hard on this process and specifically its automation for the first part of 2023. As our new data system launches, the processing of CPD elements like course recognitions and approval of auditor submissions will shift from being really manual and cumbersome to something which is integrated into the system functionality at the starting point of the system design. It's been a bit of an add-on process in terms of automation, and now it will become more seamlessly integrated with the launch of ADAM. The process automation will clear the way for expansion of the recognized courses. We'll be partnering with training providers and collaborative programs to facilitate an increase in the development and presentation of training opportunities for auditors at low or no costs. We'll also be maintaining the recognized courses in the system to ensure that older recognized trainings are removed as they are no longer offered. CPD is about encouraging learning, and we hope that you'll continue to engage with us to learn about new spaces, new concepts, and new tools. Finally, that brings us to a small announcement about APSCA facilitated training that brings a new opportunity for you. As I mentioned earlier, we've been working hard to try and partner with an organization to bring you some low-cost or no-cost training. So this year, coming up in just about 10 days, on the last day of our annual meeting, APSCA is happy to provide registrants with a 4-hour CPD training opportunity. The training, which will be introduced by the OECD, the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, is sponsored by the London Metal Exchange. The London Metal Exchange is the World Center for Industrial Metals Trading. The majority of global non-ferrous futures business is conducted on the LME, totaling 15.6 trillion of notional value, 3.3 billion tons, and 145 million lots in 2021. In October 2019, the LME announced its responsible sourcing requirements following a formal market-wide consultation. The LME is very pleased that 96% of the LME-listed metal brands submitted their compliance information, which was a significant moment in LME's responsible sourcing policy implementation. The OECD is an intergovernmental organization with 38 member countries founded in 1961 to stimulate economic progress and world trade. The LME is sponsoring this training session, which is intended for auditors to learn from industry experts of the best practices when auditing for standards that incorporate the OECD due diligence guidance in the mineral sector. The purpose of this training is to start increasing the quantity and quality of auditors for the mineral sector and to learn from industry experts with extensive OECD guidance auditing experience. This training is suitable for auditors with some or no mineral experience, and the demand of OECD guidance audits will be high in the upcoming years, as especially especially as 53% of LME-listed brands are planning to be audited to different mineral standards. This training is not tailored to one specific standard, but aiming to be cross-cutting across multiple standards, with the common thread being the OECD guidance. If you have any questions about continuous professional development, please email us at cpd@theapsca.org, or look at the CPD webpage on the APSCA website, or look at the CPD FAQ, also on the APSCA website. We really hope that you'll join our live Q&A session later this week. We look forward to talking to you. Thank you.